Hey there, and welcome to my channel, Living in Calgary, Alberta. My name's Dean Martin. I'm a real estate agent here in Calgary. And in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the April 2022 Calgary real estate market update. A lot of things have been going on in Calgary with a huge amount of people moving to Calgary. This has really affected our market. With the low supply and the high demand, it's been a very strong seller's market. So as we go into 2022, this has not slowed down. We've actually had a record month again. And so I'm going to go into those details, look at some of the graphs and charts, and that way you can get a better idea of exactly what is happening. And I'm also going to be sharing some of my thoughts on which direction I feel the market's going to go going through the entire year. So without any further ado, we'll get started right after this. All right, so let's get started. Let's take a look at all the stats for March 2022. Just before I get into that, just wanted to say if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and of course hit that bell. That way you get updated on my very next video. All right, so let's take a look at March 2022. This was a record high sales month, and again, going into 2022, we're breaking all sorts of records here in Calgary. We have a lot of people moving in from out of province, specifically Ontario and BC. The cost of living in these provinces' main cities are extremely high, so people are now making the choice to move to Calgary. It's a good option for people, and a lot more housing availability in an affordable price range compared to what they're used to. So, but this month coming out of March here, but we saw over 4,100 sales, which again is a record. Our total residential price average was 518,600. And again, price ranges on all of like detached, semi-detached, row, and apartment, everything rose significantly. So this particular chart just gives us a good a bird's eye view of the entire city. Calgary's is divided into really 8 different zones, and so up in the north central, the average price or benchmark price, it was 486,600, which is again up 22%. Northwest Calgary, 580,000. In West Calgary, 623,600. City Center is 530,400. South Calgary is 499,600. Southeast Calgary, 540,200. East Calgary, 350,100. And Northeast Calgary, 426,700. And as you can see, here, pretty much every area was up like 20% or over 20%, which is really phenomenal. And we seem to continue on here. There's just a really huge demand, and we still, even though our listings went up this month, as we normally do, they've been quickly bought up by the market. This next graph is the City of Calgary's total inventory and sales. This really gives us a really good insight on what's driving our prices up. If you look at the benchmark price line here, which is in red, you can see very clearly that the prices have been rising. It started really again last spring and continued on and has really driven up in the last couple months here, last 3 months. So if we look at the inventory, you can see again, going January, February, March, we've had an increase of inventory, but guess what? Our sales are also very strong as each month goes by. So we're keeping up very, very strong on the sales, which doesn't leave a lot more on the table for new buyers. So again, we're still seeing a fair amount of multiple offers and people paying over list price. And again, as you can see here, it's driving the price upwards. And the inventory graph, the months of inventory graph, again, just shows us the trend of the amount of listings and how fast they actually are selling. So what this graph shows us is if there was no new listings added to our inventory, how long would our entire inventory come to zero? And right now it's basically just over a month. So again, this is what's driving the prices up because there's so much demand that people are just again buying everything that's available. That's good. And again, there's so much demand it's causing multiple offers and people are willing to pay more. So hence the seller's market. Now, some people are wondering, well, is this still a good time to purchase in Calgary? And my answer is yes. What's going to end up happening, I believe, I don't think this demand's going to actually end anytime soon. As long as the prices in Vancouver and Toronto and their surrounding areas are like triple or quadruple, in some cases, Calgary prices, even with our increase, this is still a fraction of the cost of living in these other provinces. And when you look at just a simple single family home costing well over $1 million in either of these locations, you can come to Calgary and you can still buy a nice single family home for between 5 and 600,000. So people are, I believe, are going to still keep coming here. It's going to keep adding pressure to our market. And so buying now, I think it makes a lot more sense than waiting. I don't think the prices in Calgary are going to go down anytime soon. So in this graph here, we're going to take a look at the sales by price range. Red being 2022, and then yellow 2021, green 2020, and blue 2019. So each one of these price ranges, you can see that there's massive increase on number of sales. So Calgary has set a huge amount of records in March, and I believe this will continue on into the next few months. There might be some fluctuation, but as long as we see that demand, I really don't see the prices really lightening up much anytime soon. If you're thinking of making a move to Calgary and you really want to know more specifically about your family situation and if we take a look at your budget, what you're able to qualify for, give me a call. I'd love to chat with you and let you know which recommendations I have for which neighborhoods and what communities would best suit your family and your family needs. Again, the best way to reach me is all my contact information is below. Just reach out to me. And again, if you have any even questions, you can ask me directly or even post it on the comments below. I'd love to answer that. If you're thinking of, you're from Calgary and you're thinking of making a move and you want to see if this is a good time for you to sell and either upsize, downsize, that kind of thing, give me a call. I'd love to chat with you and I can give you a updated market evaluation and let you know what your home would sell for in this market. So once again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please feel free to subscribe. Of course, ring that bell. And of course, I'd love to, if you gave me a like on my channel. It really helps. And I would really like to chat with you again if you're thinking of making a move to Calgary. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.